ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime news for April 28th, 2015. Each week, or in this case two, we bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. After a week away in the sun, Valve's development teams recently returned to the company these past 2 weeks and were seemingly hard at work on a bunch of new Steam updates, some of which may be more controversial than Valve originally intended. It's well known that the Steam Workshop and its millions of mods have stood as one of Steam's biggest selling points over the past few years, with the system providing more than enough items available for free download to enhance or change the experiences a game has to offer. It briefly looked as if this would all change this past week, however, as Valve announced that users creating mods for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim could choose to charge users to use their creations. Mods could be priced in 3 categories, including free, pay what you want, and paid, with each option providing varying levels of flexibility. Extra features such as enhanced sale tracking tools and a 24-hour mod refund policy were implemented alongside this new feature, and were subsequently removed on Monday of this week after the feature was pulled in its entirety from Steam. As many of us know, it's not exactly a common occurrence for Valve to just outright scrap release products, instead choosing to iterate on them to prove their worth. In this case, however, it would appear the community outcry was so severe that there really was no other alternative for the Steam team. The paid mod systems removal follows massive arguments across the player and developer communities, a mostly failed Reddit AMA by Gabe Newell, and a rather ridiculous level of workshop trolling. In an announcement post delivered via the Steam Workshop, the team explained their reasoning behind the system's design, citing their desire to try and influence the growth of more games like Garry's Mod, DayZ, Killing Floor, and of course Counter-Strike, all of which began as community-created projects before exploding in scale and popularity and evolving into standalone titles. They then continued by accepting the idea of placing a firm paywall right down the middle of one of the Steam Workshop's largest and most successful support games, Skyrim, was a pretty terrible idea not particularly suited for experimentation. It sounds as if the team will be heading back to the drawing board in this case, and that they could potentially return with the idea of paid mods in the near future should they find a more suitable way of releasing and organizing it. Any users who purchase paid mods over the past week or so will be given a full refund regardless of whether or not the purchase was made outside of the now expired 24-hour refund period. As expected, this past Monday saw Valve announce the most recent major update for Dota 2, which almost exclusively focuses on introducing the 6.84 balance patch. The patch largely focuses on altering the game's controversial comeback, reducing the amount of bonus gold and experience gained for comeback kills by 25% and 40% respectively. To support this, the game's buyback mechanic has also been altered, removing the unreliable gold gain limiter and instead reducing all sources of gold gain by 60% for a short period. Like all balance updates, there's a huge number of item and hero changes being made to the game that we aren't really going to be able to go into for the sake of not wanting to waste your time. That said, we are going to briefly touch on the rather startling number of brand new items which are being introduced all at the same time. These include the Enchanted Mango, which instantly provides 150 mana when used, the Lotus Orb, which can be used to dispel negative buffs and provide a reflective shield, upgraded Boots of Travel, which allows you to teleport directly to an allied hero, the Octarine Core, which reduces all cooldowns, yes, all of them, by 25%, and Moonshard, which provides a passive 250 bonus night vision or a permanent 60 attack speed bonus. These items, among others set to be introduced, will likely shake up Dota 2's core gameplay quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see how both pub and pro players adjust in the coming weeks and months. The update is currently live on the Dota 2 test client and will reportedly be released properly sometime later this week. That wasn't all from the Dota 2 scene over the past few weeks, however, as Valve recently announced that starting after the International 2015 this August, Valve will begin organizing new large-scale tournaments known as the Dota Major Championships. These will take the form of 4 annual events which will take place throughout the year, 1 for each season. While the International will take on the form of the summer event, brand new third-party hosted events will be sponsored by Valve throughout autumn, winter, and spring, with the intent of keeping the Dota 2 competitive community interesting and entertaining year-round. There's currently only a limited amount of information regarding these 3 new events, but a new announcement page has revealed that more details will come to light as the first autumn event approaches. Given that third-party organizers will be involved, we think it's likely the major championships will take place in various countries and continents across the world, giving fans across the world an easier opportunity to spectate Dota games live at a venue, rather than having to travel to Seattle every year during the summer. The International 2015 Compendium will be made available later this week alongside the aforementioned patch. In the meantime, feel free to check out the recently released Heroes Within music kit created by Daniel Sadowski, which features 37 new sounds and musical tracks which replace the game's default soundtrack, much like the previously added Harmonies of New Bloom and the International 2014 music kits. If you're interested, you can now purchase the Heroes Within pack from the Dota 2 store for $4.99 or £3.35. If we jump back to Steam problems for a minute or two, it's well known that phishing attempts and bot accounts on Steam have become a real problem in the past 12 months or so, with innocent users regularly being bombarded by friend invitations from robots. It's clear Valve are also aware of the problem, as a new Steam patch this past week introduced the concept of limited user accounts, which will restrict accounts from accessing a number of the platform's key features until a value of at least $5 is spent on the Steam store. The concept of spending $5 includes purchasing games for yourself or as gifts as usual, adding the equivalent value to a Steam wallet, and adding a Steam wallet card to the account. Once applied, the locked set of features will become available, which include being able to send friend invites, join group chats, voting or interacting with Steam Greenlight, reviews, workshop items, and discussions, taking part in the Steam Marketplace, gaining profile levels, accessing the Steam Web API, and using browser or mobile chat, among one or two others. The likes of activating retail games or promotional keys, playing free demos or free-to-play games, and participating in promotional trials will not provide access to these features, forcing the $5 payment requirement to go straight through Steam itself. It looks like Valve have taken this approach fairly seriously, and they appear to have covered all the bases and possible workarounds to kill this bot rampage in its tracks, which is definitely good news if, like us, you're sick of seeing unassigned friend invites on a nearly daily basis. It's possible bots may still be able to bypass the system somehow, but maybe only after gifting Lord Gaben a $5 as thanks. If you're concerned what this new feature could mean for your own account, be sure to head on over to the Limited User Accounts Steam support article for more information, but honestly, there's not too much to be worried about. Yet another Steam update released these past 2 weeks added the Steam Guard Authenticator for mobile platforms. The system works in conjunction with the regular Steam Guard option, sending a 5-digit authentication code to your phone whenever your account is accessed from a new computer or browser, a responsibility previously restricted to emails. It's a small change, but it could make signing into Steam that much easier for those with Steam Guard active. As promised a while back at the reveal of the HTC Vive virtual reality headset, sign-up for the developer edition of the device finally opened up about a week and a half ago. As we previously mentioned here on the show, developer editions of the HTC Vive will be given out to game developers free of charge, unlike equivalent versions of the Oculus Rift. However, only game developers who pass a team and project screening process will be eligible to receive a free dev kit, making sure they're not just given out to any random Joe Schmoes until the consumer edition is ready for release in the holiday season of 2015. Once signups are complete, whenever that may be, dev kits will begin being shipped to developers every few weeks over the period of several months throughout the rest of spring and summer 2015, giving a nice 5 to 6 month period to begin developing and porting games to the device and Steam VR in preparation for the HTC Vive's public launch at the end of the year. If you're a developer looking to get your hands on a developer kit, be sure to check out the application page to which we've linked in the video description. It's long been known that game developer veteran Warren Spector has previously worked on unannounced game properties in partnership with Valve, but he recently spilled some extra juicy bits of information this past week during an interview with Game Informer. During the interview, Warren revealed that while his studio, the now defunct Junction Point Studios, worked on a standalone Half-Life episode around 2005, the team developed a prototype of a weapon known as the Magnet Gun, with reportedly exciting applications. While it definitely sounds a lot like the gravity gun on paper, both weapons apparently complemented each other rather well, probably opening up new possibilities for combat and puzzle solving. The gun and its concept never saw the light of day due to Junction Point's Half-Life game being cancelled in 2007 when the company was acquired in full by Disney Interactive Studios. It's not the most groundbreaking bit of news ever, so Barnes and Nick took the opportunity to shine a bit more light on the who, why, when, and how of the relationship between Warren and Valve in a short article over on ValveTime.net that you should definitely go read. Counter-Strike Global Offensive's latest patch only focused on fixing minor gameplay bugs and adding cosmetic content in the form of the Chroma 2 case, a sequel, if you will, to the original Chroma case released back in January 2015. The case contains 15 brand new community-created weapon skins of varying rarities and a chance to receive any of the 6 ultra-rare and ridiculously pricey knife skins introduced with the original Chroma case. As a community case, a percentage of the proceeds from every sale will be distributed back to the workshop creators as usual. And that about wraps up another 2 weeks of Valve news. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch TV, and to join the conversations over on the ValveTime.net community forums. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.